Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna review a super nifty portable video light from a company called GVM, Great Video Maker. Let's open the box and see what's inside. Boom! You get a padded carrying case, the usual paperwork, very comprehensive instructions, a little reflector, the handle, a quite long USB-C to USB-C cable, and finally the star of the show, the Pocket Light PD60C RGB. Long name, but every letter has a meaning. And in fact, it is a PD power delivery charging compatible 60-watt LEDs inside, which are both CCT but also full RGB. These are the dimensions and the weight is 1 kilo 550 grams. The build quality is exceptional. You have no rattles whatsoever. It's all made of aluminum. The back plate is plastic and the front lens is frosted glass. This thing could be a very nice improvised button if you are on a pinch. At the back you have the control interface, on-off button, colored screen and a dial to control all of the functions, and you can also click it. The USB-C port has a plug, so this light is also a little bit waterproof. This central part houses the battery, which is non-removable, and based by the shape it's 8 18650 lithium-ion cells. 4S 6660 total output. One full battery will give you 1 hour and a half of 100% light output, which is a lot because it makes a ton of light. It can charge super quickly up to 100 watt power delivery, and with that voltage you can also run it continuously without worrying your battery running out. And this light can also double as a power bank. In this section you have 4 attachment points, and here is where you want to put your handle. Boom! This section houses the fan and the heatsink for cooling the light because it generates a little bit of heat. And in the front you have a mini Bowens mount to attach light modifiers. In the box they give you this reflector, which is gonna concentrate the light output, but you can buy diffusers and many attachments because this is a standardized mount. And finally, let's check out the light output, which is crazy bright. You can see it's illuminating me midday and I can feel the warmth on my face. It's crazy for a portable light. And in this model you have a dual output all-in-one. You can go CCT, that goes from 2700 Kelvin all the way up to 6800 with a 97 plus CRI, which is very good. Or you can select a 60 watt RGB output. My eyes are crying. And finally, it's late night, it's time to test it. Long press to turn it on and just bam, you have a ton of light. With the scroll wheel you can select the different settings. You have light settings. I'm gonna start from the settings. You have language, product info with the firmware. Press twice to go back. You have the temperature of the light in front and you can reset everything. If you long press you go back to the main menu. Battery settings, you have power save on or off. You have the Bluetooth settings to connect to your phone, and it's very easy. You can reset it or turn on or off the Bluetooth. In the fan settings you have 3 different modes. It can be smart, so it adjusts the fan depending on the temperature of the light. You have high fan, so it boosts it up and it doesn't make that much noise. Like my microphone is up to it and really is super silent. And then you have the silent mode that doesn't make much noise. Maybe your light is getting warm, but you don't want the noise, put it on silent. I'm gonna put it on smart because it just works. And finally, you have the light settings. Here you have different modes. So starting off with the classic CCT from a Studio Light, you have the intensity, so you can adjust the amount of light you need. Select the color temperature, so warmer or colder. And also you can color correct it from green to magenta, which is super nifty. Then you have the classic HSI mode, that's the RGB basically. You can select the intensity, the hue, this is the angle of the RGB spectrum you want, and you can have all the colors you need. And you can see that it's 60 watts even in RGB mode, and it makes a crazy amount of light. And then the saturation, so it's gonna blend in some of the white light into them. The classic RGB mode lets you select the RGB values individually, if you are familiar with that. Then you have the gel mode, which you have the gel color palettes. You can select the number of it, but it's much better on the phone. I'm gonna show you in a second. The source mode allows you to match it to a pre-existing source, for example, different studio lights or natural light like a sunset, so you can put it out of a window and simulate the sunset coming in. And lastly, you have the effects. For example, this is the lightning. You have many different effects here, so you can simulate different kind of lights, and you can fine-tune them, have granular control. All the effects are at 50% when you turn them on, so you can really make them super, super bright. For example, at disco, you have the intensity, the saturation, the speed of the effects. What happens if I... Wow! This is almost seizure-inducing. And also you can control the light via Bluetooth thanks to the GVM LED app. Let's open it, and you can control multiple devices with it in a mesh system, which is super, super nice. Let's connect to the light, and here, boom, you have a much, much easier control of what you are doing, much faster. You can select the CCT. You have the same settings as before, the RGB, you have the sliders. The app is fine, it has some grammatical mistakes, and the textures are sometimes are a little bit squeezed like the buttons, but it's fine. Here you have the color picker, which you need the phone to use this function, and it's super cool because you can get colors like the sky, and the light tries to reproduce them. You have a much more intuitive display of the gel tab with all of the color palette, and it's easier to control the source matching and the effects because you have the nice icons telling you everything. For example, explosion, you can select the rate, the everything, and you can even trigger it, and it goes. So maybe you put someone behind the phone and you just go bam, and you go Oppenheimer with it. And exclusive to the phone, you can create custom effects. You need to give it a name, and here, editor. And you can add different steps, select what kind of lights you want, for how long you want it. It's not super granular because I believe the minimum is 1 second. Let's check it out. Let's add a couple of steps. It's not the most intuitive thing ever. And yes, it looks like the minimum time is 1 second for a color. But maybe I understand why there is the 1 second limit. It's because it's controlling the light directly and changing the settings. Time for my final opinion on the GVM Pocket Light 60. This little studio light is made to be as convenient and portable as possible while still offering a ton of feature and power output. You can totally use this in a studio situation, plug in a 100-watt power delivery and use it all day, but I feel like it finds its use mostly outside, maybe in a run and gun situation. You have to film an interview, maybe for weddings, maybe even for YouTube videos. You need quick lighting, and this is what this light is for. You just take it, put it on a tripod, and press the power button, and you have lighting. And the other portable lights I've seen, usually you have a main light unit, then you need to find somewhere to put external battery housing, put external batteries in, and then plug everything together. It's not the end of the world, but it takes more time, and it's not as convenient as having one piece of equipment that also can double as basically a torch, a spotlight. Maybe you're looking for something, maybe you are scouting a location at night, can be super useful. Of course, this approach also has downsides because the battery is integrated and especially non-removable. I wish it was removable at least, because maybe you forget to charge the light, you arrive on the spot and you don't have juice. So if you want to rock this light, I really suggest also getting a 100-watt power delivery power bank, because it can save you in a pinch, and also it can keep this light running for longer. There is also another concern I have with the non-removable batteries. If you run this for maybe a couple of years, 3 years, every day, the batteries are gonna degrade, and you're gonna have much less performance out of them. So I wish there was even not a quick way, but just unscrew something and replace the battery pack. Maybe if that happens, you contact the company, they will send you a new battery pack, but it's not as easy as just swapping batteries and buying new ones. Anyways, based by the shape, it is 8 18650 lithium-ion cells inside here. So if you have a little bit of skill, you can just replace them when they are downgraded. And really, that's my only concern with an otherwise very, very premium product. The build quality is astonishing. You have a ton of granular control, a ton of versatility. You can mesh them together. You have IP25 rating for splash resistance. They offer a ton of accessories for the mini Bowens mount, but I also found online a very cheap $14 mini Bowens to full Bowens adapter, and I bought a 120 cm softbox that I am curious to mount it on here and try for my videos. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what do you think about this light. I feel like it's perfect for run and gun situation. And if you don't like the non-removable battery, go on the GVM website. They have a lot of regular lights as well where you put the external battery. And also, if you want to buy something, check out the links down in the description below, because clicking on them, you help this channel a lot. Thank you so much, stay safe and happy lighting. Bye!